Ling Han spun on his heel, his gaze locking onto Donglinger, who stood poised with a scroll clenched firmly in her hands. A cold shiver ran down his spine, prickling every nerve. The aura radiating from that simple parchment was suffocating, oppressive, a presence that made even the air around him quiver. Could this truly be a law decree forged by a shattering void tear? Nothing else could awaken such a profound sense of peril in him. The shattering void tear, the pinnacle of mortal cultivation, whose very existence dwarfed heaven-tier elites as if they were mere insects. Shushu Ran's eyes narrowed, a flash of irritation sparking across his face. "Humph! I could kill him!" "Silence!" Donglinger said, her voice cutting like frost. "The seniors have decreed that our mission is singular. Eliminate him." She unrolled the scroll with deliberate care, and in an instant, a mighty presence cascaded outward, pressing upon every soul in the vicinity. Even the most hardened warriors felt the weight of it, their hearts tightening in their chests. White divine light erupted from the scroll, coiling and spiraling, as if the heavens themselves had poured their judgment into this fragile parchment. Donglinger seemed to vanish in the brilliance, leaving only the decree as a living embodiment of authority. Ling Han's mind raced. This was unmistakably the work of a shattering void tear. Yet the five great sects had not hesitated to wield it. The materials alone were priceless. Only the hide of a shattering void tear beast could contain the will of one of its kind. Only the blood essence of such a being could engrave a law upon it. How few of these beasts existed in the world? How many would be sacrificed for a single scroll? Ling Han understood the gravity. The sects had truly committed themselves. Shushu Ran's prideful snort faded, the wisdom of obedience overpowering personal ambition. Even the absolute saber sect's prodigy could not ignore the overarching will of his clan. Then as the scroll unfurled fully, the white light coalesced, forming a majestic phoenix with wings spanning 300 meters. Its cry shattered the sky, a herald of unbridled power. Donglinger pointed two fingers, guiding the law decree's will, and the phoenix dove, rending the heavens in its assault. Even a deity transformation tier warrior would struggle to withstand such an onslaught. Heaven tier elites would be annihilated in mere moments. The air thickened, dropping to icy temperatures that gnawed at courage itself. Limbs trembled as if ensnared by frost, and every warrior instinctively curled, shivering in the oppressive cold. A dragon's roar split the air, and an immense, icy white true dragon surged forward, claws slashing with merciless intent. The phoenix and dragon collided with a thunderous clash, their clash shaking the skies and splintering the clouds. True dragons might hold supremacy over true phoenixes, yet here both were constructs, one birth of a formation, the other a law decree. The clash was brief and decisive. The phoenix faltered, flung back by the dragon's might before it could land a single blow. Ling Han's lips curved in a knowing smile. The scroll's attacks, like all law decrees, drew their power from the essence of their creator and the quality of the medium. Even a shattering void tear's blood could only manifest so much strength upon a fragile beast's skin. Ling Han calculated swiftly. The law decree's potency could not exceed a shattering void tear of 5 stars. As anticipated, the phoenix's assault was repelled by the ice dragon, revealing the decree to be a mere 2 to 3 star force. "What?" Shushu Ran and the others cried, incredulous. How could a law decree, personally crafted by a shattering void tear, fail in such a manner? Their eyes traced the ice dragon, recognizing the formation's enduring power. Unlike law decrees, which exhausted the blood of their creator in a single strike, formations drew endlessly upon the world's spirit chi, growing only stronger as time passed. The law decree was fleeting, the formation eternal. Shushu Ran's pride flared, and he raised the absolute saber, declaring, "Ling Han!" No one used their shattering void tear trump card. "I will face you." Ling Han shook his head. This is war, not a duel of personal might. With a sweep of his mind, he unleashed the Ice Dragon Ground Blast formation toward the 4 great geniuses. Shushu Ran cursed, realizing he had no choice but to awaken the absolute saber fully. Its presence blazed across the sky, a terror that illuminated the heavens. The revered life sword, sensing the awakening, moved of its own accord to counter, and the 2 legendary weapons clashed. Battle prowess now equaled, the fate of the West Region's coalition army hung precariously. The Ice Dragon's superiority over the Phoenix, and the law decree's temporary nature, meant death for those caught unprepared. Shocked, Shu Shu ran, and the others had no choice but to retreat. Mistaken judgment. Only shattering Voitier elites of 5 stars can take command, they declared, withdrawing swiftly, shields raised by the absolute saber and the surviving law decree. Ling Han pursued briefly before abandoning the chase, prioritizing the conquest of the West region. Personal vendettas could wait. In the ascent to Heaven tier, none could challenge him, and at the Shattering Void tier, he would stand invincible. Returning, he saw the Son of Lightning had fled, while Hu Nu showcased her overwhelming genius, unrivaled in her ferocity. The West region's coalition army lay shattered, their deity transformation tier elites reduced, and the remaining forces battered and dispirited. The rock spirit pressed onward, bolstering the army's continued march, while Ling Han, Hu Nu, Zhu Xuan and their companions journeyed northward. Though the eastern forces threatened, the imperial city remained secure, but other cities' fall would still stain the nation's fortune. On the 3rd day of their return, a solitary figure appeared along the road. Sitting atop a grand imperial tutor's chair, a table before him, he sipped tea with serene composure, as if the tumult of war had never touched him. The world seemed to pause around his quiet presence, the calm before yet another storm. In the desolate expanse where the wind whispered secrets across barren plains, a solitary figure sat in serene repose, a teacup cradled between his palms as if the world itself had no claim upon him. His presence was a stark anomaly amidst the emptiness, an aura of tranquility so profound that even the mountains seemed to pause in curiosity. Ling Han and his companions halted mid-stride, eyes drawn like iron to this unexpected guest. The man before them bore the gentleness of polished jade, his features calm and refined, yet radiating a quiet strength. Dark locks tumbled over his shoulders, lending him an air of unrestrained elegance, a subtle challenge to convention itself. He observed Ling Han with mild interest, setting his cup upon the table before speaking in a tone that seemed to harmonize with the rustling winds. Tea, a marvel that cultivates the mind and illuminates the heart. Ling Han approached with a composed smile, strides long and purposeful. And you, sir, sitting in the middle of the road. Is this an offer of tea for me? A graceful motion brought a cup from the tea tray, brimming with liquid that shimmered like molten amber. Why not? The man replied, his words carrying both invitation and quiet authority. Ling Han seated himself across, inhaling the aroma before sipping. The fragrance enveloped him, rich, enduring, and unmistakably rare. Indeed, remarkable tea. The man's lips curved in acknowledgement. Dragon's birth tea, legends claim it bathes in true dragon's rain once every century. Whether myth or reality, its essence is unquestionable. Its aroma lingers, imprinting upon the soul. Ling Han's brows relaxed unconsciously. Such a treasure. Perhaps the Black Tower itself should cultivate this tea. He lifted his cup once more, savoring the warmth before setting it down. And this lord's name, if I may ask? A faint smile played upon the man's features. I am called Corpse Boss. The revelation struck Ling Han like a lightning bolt. Tea almost sprayed from his mouth. The cultivated scholar before him, could it truly belong to the feared Thousand Corpse sect? None of the sect's known elites, Ronghuan Xuan, Corpse 2, the Ninth Underworld King, possessed such serene composure. Corpse Boss's form exuded vitality, shedding centuries of decay as though he had been reborn. How? Extraordinary, Ling Han murmured, sincerity threading his words. Corpse Boss inclined his head with a subtle grace. I rarely kill, but those truly deserving, I offer tea first. Ling Han's tone danced with levity. Would this be the infamous beheading tea? You could say so, Corpse Boss replied, nodding once. The two men conversed as if old friends, their tones easy and fluid, laughter mingling with the crisp air. Corpse Boss spoke with the erudition of a sage, each topic unfolding with depth and subtle wit. Ling Han, versed in the breadth of 2 lifetimes, matched him in knowledge and insight. Time seemed to bend, the teapot emptying in quiet rhythm. As the last drops were savored, a sudden stillness fell. Corpse Boss stored the cups within a spatial spirit tool, and Ling Han rose in unison, ensuring the table and chairs followed suit. Then came a challenge, quiet but profound. If you can withstand 10 of my moves, you shall leave unscathed. Ling Han's gaze sharpened. Corpse Boss's cultivation was a mystery. Rumors placed him at the Shattering Void tier, a power capable of cleaving the heavens and sundering the depths of hell itself. 10 moves, each a tempest. Ling Han summoned the Revere Life Sword, steel gleaming with intent. Corpse Boss's first palm descended, a motion simple, yet the force was akin to a crashing star. Ling Han met it, but the impact hurled him backward, trembling. Organs churned as if oceans collided within him. The second palm followed, stronger, hinting at the shattering void's embrace. The third struck, and the heavens themselves quivered. The earth groaned under the presence of ultimate martial power. Without pause, Ling Han unleashed the Ice Dragon Ground Blast Formation. 108 short swords conjuring a shimmering dragon that met the assault. Corpse Boss's eyes glimmered with surprise. A formation master and a heaven-grade alchemist, remarkable indeed. Time itself seemed to suspend as the two gauged each other's strength, the dance of sword, formation, and martial intent painting the sky with invisible lines of energy. Corpse Boss spoke, contemplative. Your feats suggest a reincarnation of a shattering void tier elite, such mastery in mere decades, a soul reborn with memory of the past life. Fascinating. Ling Han's smile was faint but resolute. 7 more moves remain. A sudden intensity gathered in Corpse Boss's palm, veins of ancient energy tracing patterns that whispered of bygone lifetimes, a concentrated martial intent awaiting release. Ling Han's eyes narrowed. He could feel the crescendo building, the final act approaching, yet he could not remain idle. Drawing the sunset bow, he notched an arrow and activated the Eye of Truth, seeking the subtle flaw amidst overwhelming power. The dance was about to enter its final climactic stage, each heartbeat resonating with the tension of mortal and immortal artistry.